Welcome to Critical's Blues Reviews. I'm your host, Critical. Today, we're going to be finally reviewing a film, an animation film. And I must say, the theater was lit. I was very excited. I came away from this thinking, this may be the best medium that this franchise has ever produced. I'll tell you about that a little later. So, for those who don't know, if you can't understand and see the characters that's behind me, you know what I'm saying? I think you already know what it is, baby. You already know we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yes, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I must say, this is different. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this is a new phase right here. I'm loving this phase. We starting off just right, you know what I mean? Some might say that I don't think Black Panther started the phase. I think that was the ending of the last phase, if I'm not mistaken. But even if it started, I mean, it was a decent start. You know, it had its, situations that, only God can answer. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, so the director for this film, you have Joaquim Dos Santos. You might have seen his work, animation, Turn of the Black Adam, and also he did a couple of DC showcases. You have Kemp Powers. He actually directed Soul. You have Justin K. Thompson, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. So yeah, you have Phil Lord. He actually wrote Into the Spider-Verse, the Lego Movie, and also the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Alright. You also have Rodney Rothman. He wrote 22 Jump Street. Very funny film. I enjoyed that film. 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. I thought they both were funny. Now, the log line for this film. Now, this is not your typical log line you get from me. This one is a little extended. 2 sentences, but 2 big ass sentences. A lot of commas. But anyway, the log line for this film. A young, overwhelmed Spider-Man named Miles Morales meets his new arch nemesis, who causes a dimensional disturbance, alerting an agency of Spider-Man variants. Miles Morales, who waits to join forces with the Spider-Man agency to stop his new nemesis, but they don't want to work with Miles. Yeah, they don't. And that's where the fun actually begins. I mean, before I even get into the likes, characters for this film. You have Miles Morales, played by Shameik Moore. You might have seen his work in the Wu and American Saga. He played Raekwon the Chef. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job playing that character. And also, he played in one of my favorite series, which I was so upset they canceled, The Get Down. Man, I love that. I love that series. That was a dope series. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that too tough. You have Gwen Stacy, played by Haley Stanfield. And if you are familiar with Haley, you might have known her from the Hawkeye series, which she did a good job on, I felt. You have Miguel O'Hara, better known as Spider-Man 2099. You might have seen his work with the Moon Knight series. That's on Disney Plus now. If you would like to watch, did a great job on that, playing multiple personalities. I enjoyed those characters. You know what I'm saying? Also, you have Peter B. Parker, kind of like you have Michael B. Jordan. Peter B. Parker. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, played by Jake Johnson. You might have seen his work in the Minx series, TV series. Never heard of it. And also you have Spider-Woman. And I love hearing that voice. Played by the talented Issa Rae. Yeah. And she did a great job. And you might have seen her work in her own show, Insecure. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into these likes. All right. So what I liked about this film, first of all, my theater was lit. You know what I'm saying? You came in, like when you come in, it was like people were talking like during the commercials, you know, like before the trailers, you know what I'm saying? The commercial was going on, and you know, I'm kind of glad because I was going to go to the 6:30, I ended up going to the 7. I ended up being a little bit late because I had to get some stuff together, and things were kind of off. The ticket wasn't really working right. I had a weird situation in the store, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I like to bring my food, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, you know, like my movie theater is cool. They let you bring your bag and stuff like that, so I'll be having food. I had like a salad in there, and I dropped my fork, so I couldn't eat my salad. I was so pissed, and I'm glad I couldn't find my fork because I was going to pick it up. Because I didn't want anyway, I'm not going to tell you all that. Couldn't find my fork. I was going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that I was going to use my fork. I had hand sanitizer. I was going to squirt hand sanitizer on my fork. Anyway. Theater was lit. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot going on. As soon as the commercial stopped, the trailers came on, there was a little bit of talking. Nothing too crazy. I hope, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to be, you know, I've been in some rude movie theaters, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be that, but I had a feeling I wasn't going to be in that. And man, everything worked out. I mean, like, even like when people were yelling out stuff in the theater, in the movie, it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, things would happen, like, you know, like something would happen. They'd be like, don't do that. And everybody just busts out laughing. It was a good time, man. It was a great time in the theater, man. I had a wonderful time. It was cool, you know, nobody trying to up each other with the jokes. It was like they said their joke, and that was it. They let it play out, and it was, you could tell it was organic. It wasn't like, I need to be funny, you know what I'm saying? It was like organic, and they really was passionate about this film. I mean, people were clapping, people were gasping. I mean, this was a thrill, man. It felt like I was at a Spider-Man ride, man. This was dope, man. I really enjoyed myself in this theater. You know, so shout out, you know, nobody in the theater is probably seeing this, but shout out the people in the theater that made it so much fun. That made this so much fun. Two of the characters that really stuck out to me, you had Daniel Kaluuya. His character was dope. He played Spider-Punk. I mean, he was cool as shit. He was I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm just going to say Jimi Hendrix. This is Jimi Hendrix type vibe. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to say too much. Issa Rae as Spider-Woman, I mean, her character was dope as hell. I really enjoyed both of those characters. Those characters really stood out to me. Family scene with Gwen and her father George was dope and heartfelt. Also, Miles and Rio Morales, great scenes. I mean, like just touching scenes about, you know, a father and a daughter and a mother and a son. You know what I'm saying? Those relationships, those bonds. You know, I thought that was pretty dope. So Rio Morales was played by Luna Lauren Velez. So again, dope story. The action was high octane. I mean, it was like being in a roller coaster ride, man. It was just all over the place. Cause you know, if y'all played like Spider-Man, the video game, y'all know how that feeling is when you know, whipping your web and you swinging through the city and you like, you know what I'm saying? The camera, you know what I'm saying? You definitely need a VR of that. That would be dope. But yeah, it felt like you were at an amusement park or at Six Flags or something like that. You know, the way Miles or whatever character was moving and going through, you know what I'm saying, the city. The villain was interesting. It was an interesting villain. I really appreciate the villain or villains. I'm just gonna say villain for right now. And very intriguing. Not the stereotypical villain that you would think about. You know what I'm saying? You probably got a glimpse of the villain in the trailer. Funny character, but you know it can get serious. You know what I mean? At first I was like, dang, you know, it has to suck, you know, for Miles to have a villain like this. You know what I mean? But you know, that type of villain ain't, you know, that villain can possibly give the Avengers a run for his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I mean, so anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that. The art was amazing. I enjoyed the art, like the city, like it was so much into it. Like I definitely would love to see this movie again. I mean, it was a beautiful film. It was drawn well. You know what I'm saying? Certain characters had their own drawings, like Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk design was different from the design of the film. You had Ben, what's his name? Not Crimson Spider. Spider-Man. I think the guy name was Ben something. He's like over dramatic. Anyway, you know, he was drawn different. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about when y'all see this film. So it was the artwork and design and the creativity and the look. I mean, it was definitely on it. Definitely on it. I mean, it has a dope twist. You know, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Great character development. I mean, I was interested in every character that was in this film. Like every character, it was like, dang, I wish, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get, you know, it doesn't have to be a movie, but like maybe on Disney Plus they could drop origins of each character they showed, and they have their own show. You know what I'm saying, on Disney Plus. I would definitely watch those characters. I really enjoyed them. I mean, it started off strong. It had a strong emotional opening. I mean, we got to learn the characters in depth, like some of the characters from the first film. I'll say that, you know, there's three major characters. I know it was like, it's like a group of them, you know what I mean? But the main people, three characters: Gwen Stacy, Peter B. Parker, and also the star of the movie, Miles Morales. So they kind of go in depth into their characters a little bit more, and we're introduced to either new things, or we're going in depth in the current storyline, or we're going into their past or certain characters' past. You know, but it was good. I mean, it was really very intriguing. It was very intriguing. You're going to see some Easter eggs. You know, a lot of Easter eggs. I was like, yo, that's so and so. That was the only thing I would say that was a blow. I mean, I know I'm not doing dislikes, but I'm not going to put it as my dislike. That's the only thing I would say is a blow. Like, they showed a character on the screen. It was an Asian woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody got excited. They didn't know who she was. And I was like, yo, that's so-and-so. And everybody was kind of like, you know, okay. Like, this kind of looks familiar. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a scene where it was like a point where it was cool for people to laugh. And nobody laughed. Because it's almost as if, and it might not have found it funny, but it was like, you would have got a chuckle from it. I think I was the only one that was laughing. You know what I mean? So, because I knew who this character was. So, but yeah, that was cool. That was cool. The Easter eggs are cool. Definitely one of those movies you want to see multiple times, because things kind of go kind of fast, and you want to kind of catch everything. And the first time you watch this film, you're not going to catch everything, unfortunately. And I like the fact that the sisters had Miles Morales back in this film. That's what was up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into what and why and who and where and all of that stuff. Just know that the sisters had Miles Morales back. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. That was dope. That was dope. That might have been. I might have said a little too much. You know what I'm saying? But sorry. So, dislikes for this film. Man, I have so many dislikes. Unfortunately. Number one was the sound. I feel like the sound should have been a lot thumpier. Like I wasn't really feeling the sound, man. Unless I'm going deaf. Knock on wood. What's some wood at? I don't have wood. It's strong. It's wood enough. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like it was like it wasn't booming. That booming speaker sound. I wasn't getting that in this film. You know what I mean? And I think I said that with Super Mario Brothers. Well, I didn't say that with Evil Dead, so I think I'm okay. I might not need a hearing aid. But yeah, and that was one thing I didn't like. One of the other things I didn't like was the fact that it felt like this wasn't a Miles Morales film. But I give it a pass because it was introducing other characters. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, like with other characters, sometimes you have to open their story up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot. It depends. But there's a lot of shared story, so I understand why this film isn't, or why I felt that this didn't feel like a Miles Morales film. But even though it wasn't basically his story and his story alone, they did a really good job with the blend. I mean, the blend was a nice fade. Like they faded that bad boy in, and that was a gripe. That was a small gripe. You know what I mean? Like I did, it's like I just kind of feel like this not really a Miles Morales film. But regardless, they did a great job with it. You know what I mean? Even it's a shared story. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was cool. There's no end credit scenes for this film. You know what I mean? So that was a disappointing, very disappointing. The ending, I could say, is disappointing. You might shoot at the screen. You know what I'm saying? That ending is, it was, yeah, man. Yeah, but it's not enough for you to be done with the movie, but it's like you're a kid eating candy and your parents are like, all right, that's enough, and you really getting into it. Like you about to tear up some damn Butterfinger with me. I love Butterfingers. So, I'm about to tear up some Butterfingers, and it's like, all right, you had enough candy, you just don't want to stop. You know what I mean? So that's I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it that way. Comparisons. What do I compare this film to? I compare this film to Minority Report and the Multiverse of Madness. It definitely has those elements in there, a nice mixture. PB&J and jelly. You know what I'm saying? Or PB&J. That's Peter Butter and jelly. So yeah, PB&J. Oh, the other dislikes. I said I had so many dislikes. I didn't. So, the rating of this film, I give this no, I'm serious. 10 Spider Cats. This movie was amazing. I'm telling you, I think this is the best Spider-Man franchise in any medium. Any cartoon, any video game, any movie. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been on any Spider-Man rides, so I can't use that. You might just say at the bottom, hey, Kritical, the Spider-Man ride is killing this. Alright, you got me. But other than that, man, I mean, this movie was dope. This was a great movie. Great for the kids. Great for the teenagers, great for the adults who love comic books, you know what I mean, who loves animation. Like, if you love animation, this is the movie for you, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this is dope. I really enjoyed this right here. And go out, see with your family, you know what I'm saying, and tell me what you think. And, please, like, like, subscribe, comment, like, comment, subscribe. Whichever order it's in. I can't really see right now. I'm blind. So anyway, that is it for Critical's Blue Reviews. You can reach me on Twitter at Critical Blue Reviews. Reach me on Instagram, Critical Blue Reviews. Reach me on Facebook, Critical Blue. You know, for those who use Facebook. I know that's for people that's like 30 and up. You know what I'm saying? If you're young, you know, that doesn't mean you. But, you know, 30 and up crowd, hit me up. Critical Blue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And this is dope. Of course, we have the new Spider-Man game that's coming out with Miles Morales. Actually, I have the Miles Morales game. I need to play that. I bought that like during COVID. Like, I was sitting out, I had COVID and stuff, and I bought the game, and like right at the end of my COVID, you know, I never got a chance to play it. You know what I'm saying? I need to play it though. But no, they have a new game that's coming out. Like, there's a new Spider-Man game coming out, but there's no date. It's this year. And if you need the screenshots of the game, they got the screenshots available. It looks amazing. I don't have a PS5, so I won't be able to play that. But yeah, man, I mean, maybe you guys have a PS5, you know, so hey, knock yourself out. It definitely was an experience. I enjoyed every moment of this. I know there was some talks about Dr. Umar and what this film represents to the kids. And I get it. I understand where Dr. Umar is coming from. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Dr. Umar made some comments about the interracial dating in this film. You know, like, why is the black character chasing snow bunnies, as he would put it. Not me, as what he puts it. And I get it. I get it for other films. There are a lot of cross dating where most groups can be with themselves, because they even had like an Indian couple in this film, and they, you know, like, the guy was Indian, and the woman that he liked was Indian. You know what I'm saying? Like people, other groups can, you know, you have, like, you know, look at the Avengers. You know, everybody in the Avengers team is white. You know what I'm saying? And they all had white counterparts, or white love interests. You know, but for some reason, and I get where Dr. Umar is coming from. Most black characters usually is women. Like, you know, like, well, I didn't see The Little Mermaid. I didn't see Little Mermaid. I never saw the first one. I'm not really a Disney movie I never saw Bambi. I saw a horror movie. My first movie I ever watched was a horror movie. It was with the chick from damn Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. That's her name. Jamie Lee Curtis. Night Train or something, like Terror Train. And I've never watched I think the only Disney movie animation movie or film that I've ever watched was Lion King. Like, I never watched Snow White. I've seen clips, you know. If Roger Rabbit was Disney, you know, maybe Roger Rabbit, you know, yeah. So, like, when it comes to animation, I really wasn't into that as a kid. Like, I'll watch it, but, you know, I wasn't like, I gotta go see, you know. I wasn't really like that. Saying all of this to say, I don't even know if I got off the topic or not. I get what the argument is, because, yeah, it's true. I mean, for some reason, you rarely see black couples together in these films, you know. But I don't think this is the film for that. You know what I mean? I feel like if we saw, let's say I watch a lot of superhero movies, if War Machine, Falcon, you know, if they had, you know, black women that they were married to, and, you know what I'm saying, or Chadwick Boseman didn't pass, you know, of course he would have been with a black love interest. You You know what I mean? So like, yeah, like I get it. Like if I really feel that if there were more black couples in films, like in major films, I don't think, coming from Dr. Umar, yeah, probably, but I don't think the talk of the town would have been about Spider-Man and the possible interracial dating. You know what I mean? Like, for how it's going now, it's kind of going how, remember Star Wars with Rey and Finn? You know what I mean? It was like, oh, yeah, they're going to get together next movie. You get the next movie. Oh, one day they're going to get together. Maybe it's the Asian girl he's going to get with the next movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of going through that process right now. It's like that whole thing of, you know, for some reason black characters have to wait, especially male characters. You just wait on it. They did that with Flash too. I noticed that. Was it Flash? No. It was Legends of Tomorrow, and it was like Firestorm. And for some reason, he had to wait. You know what I'm saying? He had to like, oh, we're gonna tease him getting with this character, but you're gonna have to wait. And then next thing you know, they kicked him off the show. So you know, it was very weird. It was like, all right, they wrote him out. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, you know. And so like, yeah, I mean, it's the waiting process when it comes to especially black male characters when it comes to dating. My personal opinion, I do think in Hollywood it's not really good to see black men and black women in the dating role because it shows family. That's just my opinion. You know, like you can disagree with me, that's fine. I mean, that's just from what I've seen, like in these major films, that's why you don't see black men and black women together. You know what I mean? So, and I just feel like that's what they have in mind. Like they can't be together. We have to mix them up. We show other groups together. We have to mix them up to make sure it's not really family. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to put family and togetherness. Now we can do like a movie where, you know, like the family isn't together. Now, and I'm saying all of this to say I don't think that's what it is with the Spider-Man. I don't think that's what they're pushing. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're pushing characters or black characters not being together with this film. I think it's just one of those situations. I feel like the perfect example for me, in my opinion, for this film is like a co-worker. You know what I'm saying? You go out, you date don't work. You know what I'm saying? You barely go out. You know what I'm saying? You go on a date, you get screwed. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not compatible. And then you're at work one day, and then, you know, all of a sudden you kick it with, you know, like somebody of a different race. Y'all sitting at the table, you know, like y'all have a conversation that's just flowing. You know what I'm saying? It's flowing, you know what I mean? And then y'all laughing, and y'all want to continue the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all continue it. Y'all go out, y'all turn each other on to new stuff. Y'all laugh at the stuff y'all don't like and disagree with. No bad blood. The next thing you know, you smacking cheeks. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all have feelings. That's how I see this film. And none of that's in here, of course. But, I mean, that's how I see this Spider-Man. I don't see it as anything too crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you know, it's about, you know, Miles Morales. He's mixed. You know what I mean? He's a black Latino. You know, he has both parents. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't get that, and plus, you know, there's not even a love interest, but the little flame. I mean, it's Gwen Stacy. Like Gwen Stacy, we know from the other Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man in the comic books. Gwen Stacy died. That was his first love. You know what I mean? Messing with the Green Goblin, and you know, if y'all saw the Andrew Garfield story, it's similar to that. You know what I mean? And just to have her come back in the comic books where she's younger, and that's who she kicks it with, coming from an alternate dimension. She's with Miles Morales. It's like, for me, it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? That's Gwen Stacy. So I'm not really seeing it as that. I'm not seeing it as a problem. So for me, I don't think anything extra is with it. You know, that's just my opinion. Now, there are other movies I do agree with, like Falcon, the Falcon series. They did try to hook up. I'm gonna do something on that, man. I'm just gonna do something about black love. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do it because I don't like I don't like this overshadowing the film. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do something separate. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta stop being lazy. But anyway, man, that is it for Critical's Blue Reviews. Tell me what you think. Do you think Dr. Umar is right? Do you think that when it comes to black relationships in film, they purposefully are not trying to put that in film to get the younger people, the younger kids, you know, the kind of younger black kids, excuse me, to be more, hey, you need to date out of the relationship. Don't worry about people of your race. While in the same film, it was an Indian couple. They weren't a mixed race. They made sure they were together. You know, kind of Indian, you know, kind of, you know what I'm saying, together. Not really. They had, you know, one, he was interested in her, and she was an Indian chick. It wasn't like you know, somebody from a different race. They made sure they stayed together, you know. You know, so I don't think so, but let me know what you think. Do you think that's what it is? You know what I'm saying? Leave comments below and tell me what you think about the movie. You don't have to even focus on that specifically. What do you think about this film? Did you enjoy it? What was your favorite parts? What was your not so favorite parts? As you can see, I trolled you guys. I really didn't have a whole bunch of dislikes for this film. So tell me if you have a dislike. Tell me what your dislike is. You know what I mean? So that is it for Critical's Blue Reviews. And y'all have a good night. One.